Welcome crypto traders to the 831 Trade Alert video. Yesterday we had two videos come out. One, we doubled down on Dash, and then two, we were going to put a position on these four coins right here with these sized portfolio positions. But my Poloniex said I ran out of trading power for the day, so we decided to wait a day to do that. Also, my ATB coins came through. I have 17.68 ATB coins. So I'm in the process of getting the accounting straight. Essentially, the strategy is to take 20% of the profits from the big portfolio and put them into the initial coin offering portfolio. And so tracking the Ethereum. So basically I have to buy Ethereum and Poloniex out of the profits and then transfer those cash to my Ethereum wallet, which is allowed to buy these coins. However, in this case, they didn't send the coins back to my wallet. It's just sitting here in my ATB account. And once they hit the exchange, I'll be able to move them to the exchange and start trading them. So far we've put $50 worth of Ethereum into the portfolio, and I spent just over half of it, about $30 of it, yesterday buying these ATB coins. Now, their sale was supposed to end today. They've raised some $15 million, which is insane, and it's one of the medium-sized ones. I'm focusing on medium to large size ICOs and skipping out on the small ones that raise less than 10 million because there's just too many, and for this portfolio it would just turn into too much work. If this product really takes off, I may open a third portfolio that's super high risk, investing in these really small coin offerings, which can be very lucrative, but again, a lot more work. To just buy this coin, I had to create an entire account at ATB coin, which wasn't the end of the world, but when I'm only buying $30 worth of it, it's a little bit of work. Now, of course, this is based on a very small portfolio. It's designed that way to give hope to those of you starting off with a small portfolio. Every month, I plan to add cash into my big portfolio and grow this over time. So those of you who are trading $10,000, $100,000, just know that I am trading this as if it were that much money. I'm not just pretending it's gambling money and going wild. So also a quick shout out at the bottom of each video for my YouTube followers. You can upgrade for only $1 and you'll get access to this portfolio and these trade alerts. My goal is to use around 20% of the total capital in both portfolios combined in this aggressive portfolio where I buy ICOs. And I hope to at least double the total return of this portfolio with this return, with this smaller portfolio and the higher risk assets. And so while the big portfolio is completely free on YouTube, it doesn't include the text message alerts. You know, YouTube will email you every time I publish a new video, which is great, but they won't send you a text message. They won't give you access to the webinars we do where you can talk to me. They don't give you live access to me. And in the future, you will not get these ICO trade alerts. This Excel sheet is a password protected Excel sheet that's only available via invitation. So I have to actually send you an email invitation, and that's only for our paid clients. Okay, so with that said, our YouTube channel has been blowing up. We've got tons of subscribers. Let's get to action. So our goal today was to add positions to these four cryptocurrencies, and then we'll review our overall positions as well. So here we are at the charts. But first, let's go to my favorite website, CoinMarketCap, for a free service. This is the best out there. And wow, everything is up. That's amazing. Every single cryptocurrency, if you invested yesterday, is up. And like I said, it seems like a lot of the smart money is slowly peeling out of the stock market. All the stock market's skyrocketing up too. Gold is up. Pretty much everything is up today around the globe, except maybe volatility indexes like the VIX. And for those of you curious, my background is trading options, and so I'll work very hard to get a 30 to 75% annual return in options trading using just the exact same mythology you're seeing here with the exact same model portfolio. But with Bitcoins, we've managed to double our portfolio in less than 2 months, and we've done it with what I would call conservative trading. We're not buying into all-time highs. We're buying crashes for the most part. So the volume today is not super heavy. Just 2 weeks ago, if you've been following with me, Bitcoin was trading over $3 billion a day in a few instances. Meanwhile, Bitcoin Cash, that volume has dropped. It was between $1 to $2 billion a day. Now it's been $250 to $300 million a day. So it's definitely lost some of its heat. Probably in the next update, when mining becomes easy for Bitcoin Cash again, a lot of people are going to flood into that, but perhaps not. So here's one up 135% today. Just incredible. Verge up 89% today. Navcoin 54%. Let's look at the top gainers today. So there's been some opportunities trading a lot of these small coins, some of these altcoins. Okay, so that is that. Let's look at the charts now and make sure we still want to add these positions even though the prices have begun to go up on us. Most likely, yes. Okay, get this nice and big for you. Oop. Okay, there we go. Let's start from the top. Bitcoin Cash, zoom in. It's such a new coin. Okay, sorry, I was in the wrong currency pairs. Here we go. This is Bitcoin Cash, and there you go. The chart finally loaded. It crashed down to 514. And I told you guys, if it hits 500, I'm probably out of this. And we have a lot of Bitcoin Cash right now because, one, we got a lot on the fork before I was actively trading this and was not smart enough to sell it at this very high price. And then I added to it here during the crash, bounced up for some time period where we had a very healthy return, and crashed back down. And like I said, I think the algorithm for mining is going to turn around here soon, and this will jump back to, I think it can break its highs. I really do. It's a new coin, and it's got a lot of people behind it. So just to see it crash this early in the game would be a total disaster for the industry. I don't think that's going to happen. So currently no action on that. Bitcoin off to the horse races. So I said I'm afraid that we're going to miss out on the next big opportunity to catch a big run up. The last big run up went from the $2,000 range up to the $4,600 range. Crashed down here where we were too timid to invest, and we've caught it right here during this next jump up. So I'm going to move this buy limit. I'm going to cancel that. Well, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go back. I don't want to get another error from Poloniex saying we don't have the cash when we really do because of limit orders sitting out there. And so catching it at 4,000 would be a steal of a deal, so we won't remove that, but we will put in a new limit order to catch it at 4,600 again, and to double up our position on this one, because it does look like the whole market's really heating up. Okay, Dash we got in, doubled up, and it's going up again, so there's no action to take on that. We may be holding this for a while. Ethereum Classic, it's getting ready to break all-time highs. Let's zoom out. Okay, sorry, not all-time highs, but recent resistant levels. Would have sure been nice to catch it here, down at these support levels that just seem to be rock solid. So I'm gonna wait on making a decision on this. I do think this may go up, but let's see how much capital we have after we get our different positions filled in here. So Ethereum, we purchased it only $50 worth because I was testing out the entire process of transferring it to my Ether wallet and then transferring it over to ATB coin. Now it looks like I could have just sent it straight from Poloniex to ATB coin. It would have been just the same and I would have saved some transaction fees. So that is the news on that. Ethereum is likely to bust into new highs as well, but it has this very strong resistance line. So we'll consider a stop limit, which means it'll only fill if it passes 400. Last time we tried to do this on Bitcoin, we could have woken up to a 20% profit overnight, but it skyrocketed so fast that we were not able to get filled. So most likely we need to put the stop limit maybe at 395 and then have the limit at 400 to really have a chance to get filled, because these prices start to jump so quickly that you can just totally get skipped over, which is not good. Okay, now we're looking at Litecoin. Litecoin, we currently have no positions. We have these various lowball offers out there, and we may have to raise them up to perhaps a 62.50. We might pull this 44 up. That'd be nice if you could just drag that up, huh? Because we're building a new resistance line here and the whole market's hot. So I'm not going to make any changes yet, just because I want to make sure we get filled on our different orders. Okay, so here is NXT, still trading right at this low level, and it's not jumping up on the hot market that we're sitting on right now. So that's, in my mind, good for us, because I like to buy cheap and sell during euphoria, I guess. So let's go ahead and put on an order for 5% of our portfolio. The portfolio value is $2,223, but we're planning to move 250 of that as a current 20% position to our more aggressive ICO portfolio. So we have about $2,000 in this particular portfolio. A 10% position would be $200, and a 5% position would be $100 worth of risk that I'm willing to take on this particular trade. We're going to buy it right at the market. It's got it all filled out for us. Buy now. Oh, let me show you the screen. Okay. Okay, we got that error again, so I think we're going to have to remove some of these limit orders, as we're currently $1,075 in cash, so it makes no sense. Okay, so I'm removing this limit order right here. Moving this low ball order right here. Removing this low ball order right here. Removing these low ball orders right here. Removing this low ball order right here, which is fine because it looks like the market's getting ready to rally anyway. And we need our capital ready to be spent. Let's remove these low balls. All of these need to be readjusted. So apparently they don't want you to get overbooked at one time, so I believe that's why these precautions are in here. And then Ripple, we will get rid of this low ball offer. Okay, so now we'll try it one more time. If not, we'll just have to put these orders in later today once Poloniex has cleared the funds in our margin. Okay, so we're going to risk $100 to buy 883.18 shares of NXT. Order's been placed. Order has been filled. Okay, so we're off to the horse races. Sorry for all the moving here, one sec. Okay, so that's that. Now let's go to STR. Putting on a 5% position, $100. Buy now. And again, this one's not moving on the upward movement today, which is good. We don't want to get stuck in an overvalued asset. Okay, now let's look at Monero. Okay, Monero's stuck at this trading high. Let me zoom in a little bit. So yesterday I was trying to buy it in this 130 range, and it would have peeled down lower and then popped up $10 today for about an 8% gain, and it's teetering on to breaking into a new high. So what's the best case, worst case scenario on this? So best case, this thing skyrockets up another block similar to this, and then the worst case I would imagine would be that it would crash right back to this support and resistance line. So I'm going to scale this down to a 5% position instead of a 10% position today. And if we can get some more confirmation that we're going to trade higher, we'll build into that just like we were doing with Bitcoin. So we'll risk $100 into Monero. Order has been placed. Hasn't been filled yet. We'll see it pop up in a second. Let's take a look at Zcash for a minute. This one's been on a steady tear up, and I'm going to drop the position size to 5% on this just because the market's getting so hot. I want to do a lot more research on some of these smaller cap altcoins and see if there's a little more opportunity we can start jumping into. It's not every day that you wake up and every single coin is up. That's insane. And we've got some new ones that I'm not familiar with that are having tremendous gains. So a little research will be well placed here. Okay, so let's get this next order in. $100 in Zcash. Buy now. Now I'm going to clear out this low ball order. We'll probably have to move all these low ball orders up here soon. Okay. So Zcash got filled. Let's see if this one got buy limit, not filled yet. It jumped 59 cents on us. So let's see. cancel that. I'd rather just get filled and be able to input the data into our spreadsheet and be ready to study and chase it for 59 cents. Okay, gets ordered. Let's see if it gets filled. And we're filled. Okay. So now we get to do a little bit of lovely accounting work. Now, for those of you who don't do this, I highly recommend that you do. Having an Excel sheet to show your position size, your profit loss, it really makes you think about every little move. It lets you see where your capital is being spent, it lets you see your profit loss in a different format. And it's easy to do. You can literally just file, download as Excel, and all these formulas and codes are in here ready for you to copy it and modify it for your real account. So that's pretty much everything for the video today. If you're bored, you don't want to watch me fill out the sheet, you can get out of here. If you'd like to watch how I fill out the accounting sheet, that's what I'm going to do right now. So essentially what I do is I go to the exact record from Poloniex, and then I start filling it in right here. So we can just start from the top. And I am not counting the fees in my profit loss, so that's a disclaimer. There are fees that do add up. It does result in less return than advertised in my Excel sheet. However, you know, when you're dealing with a 120% gain in 2 months, you know, it doesn't make a big difference in terms of that. Okay, so it looks like our XRM got filled in 2 different orders to get the total fill. I'm going to have to bust out a calculator here maybe. Well, maybe not. So we're looking at XMR Monero. The amount filled is equal to these 2 added together. So I'll just write equals sum of oops. And that is not a dollar amount, so I can tell it it's a number. Okay, so that's how many Monero we bought. And the price per share is 149.50, Gotta love all these partial prices you can buy in Bitcoin of anything. Okay, so over here is where I have the coin price. Okay, now if I want this to have a little more decimal points, I can go like this. There you go, finally got that. Now right here, there's 2 ways to pull these in. There's the, so first of all, you have to download the add-on called Crypto Finance. And if you just Google Chrome Excel add-on Crypto Finance, you can find this add-on and then add it to your Google Excel sheet. Then from there, you can use this, or you can add Kraken data feed. So either way, I've been flipping it back and forth when I noticed the pricing wasn't updated. For whatever reason, the data feed wasn't filling it in. Right now it's just using the default one, which may be somewhat delayed. But we're not trying to day trade these, so it's okay, so I fixed that. Sorry, it's XMR, not XRM. So now we have that, and then this formula I can just copy down. This formula I can copy right down. Price bought, we can look up directly from Poloniex to get the prices, so it'll equal these 2 numbers summed together. Okay, so I've got those added together. There's my cost. Okay, so then we have our sell price, which we'll fill in when we actually sell it, the date sold when we actually sell it, mental stop loss. So we're not going to have a real stop limit in there because during a flash crash you'll get the worst possible price and it usually bounces back. So if we're going to exit it, most likely it'll be done by hand and somewhat timed. But let's look at what makes sense for a stop target and a minimum profit target, and then we can plug in the difference to stop and the difference to profit. Okay, so here is our chart of Monero. So $100, if it gets $100, it's going to likely bounce in this area. So probably below that would be the absolute point of no return. So if it can get below 80, this thing could very likely go down to 50. So I will set a mental stop loss around 80. As far as a profit target, you know, this thing went from $50 to 140 just recently. So is this due for a big crash, or is this thing going to keep skyrocketing up? Could it hit 280? So that's going to be just some ballpark numbers I'm putting in here today. So 80 and 280. And luckily CoinAgy has a very nice visual, so we can watch these easily. Okay, so there's one position filled in. I'm going to go ahead and cut the video off. You get the point. That's how you fill this in. We look at where the resistance levels are and just below that for a stop loss, and then we look at kind of what kind of move it's made in the past to get a very rough ballpark of where to sell it, and pull the prices straight out of Poloniex. Let the Google Finance sheet automatically calculate our real-time P&L, and then up here I will insert the holdings. As far as how this formula works, cash is equal to profit plus investment minus all the investments we're holding. So I'll have to subtract now these four fields as they get filled in. So there you go, there you have it, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.